So we're at it again, back at it. I started with, I think it was Michael Gerber's E Myth Revisited, where we talked about if a million started, 40,000 would be standing at the end of 10 years. Um, that's 4%. 96% won't make it long term as a career in real estate, or frankly, almost any other small business as well. And the basic reason is because people chase business instead of build business. And if you're going to build business, you need to use the tools of the trade. And that's true in whatever business you're in. Let's take a quick look at this video real. Okay, we're back at it. 30 days to greatness. Can you become great at anything in 30 days? Well, probably not really, but you can learn the basics because greatness comes from doing the basics over and over with excellence. And so you really can, in these 30 days, be on your way to greatness. And we've been talking about Business 101, we've been talking about Lead Generation 101, Buyers 101, and Sellers 101. We're back after Business 101. Today is 101-3, the tools. And any job you do, any sort of work you're involved with, there are tools of the trade, right? If you're a carpenter, you've got saws and hammers and screw guns and right angles, and you've got the things, the tools of the trade. Well, a realtor has tools as well. And we're going to take a good long look at a bunch of them today. But the key is for you to use those tools, to pick them up and practice with them over and over. It doesn't matter if you know what a saw is. Can you use it well? Doesn't matter if you know what a right angle is. Can you use it well? And so it doesn't matter with these tools either what they are. It matters, can you use them? Now, I want to reiterate to you, I'm going to show you a bunch of things here in this webinar, but I want to reiterate the most important tool. It's right here. What comes out of your mouth and the ability to communicate really effectively is the number one tool for a realtor. And so do not neglect your role play practice with your rock and roll riffs. Some people call them scripts. Those riffs where you can just hit it just like you always do, with passion and expertise. Those are the things. That's the number one tool is your mouth and what comes out of it, which means you got to be practiced and ready to rock. Okay, but we're going to take a look at some things now that you're going to have to become not just proficient with, but actually an expert with to get to that greatness. All right, take a look. Yeah, so I wanted to reiterate the rock and roll riffs and the role play is absolutely vital. We had a really great workshop last week, and part of what we did was hit on those scripts. And I really want to reiterate this one. Uh, when you're making your calls and you get to that point where you say, who do you know that might be buying or selling real estate this year, or maybe someone from work or your friends or family or a neighbor, and you give them that pause and let them think. You give them those memory cues of categories of people they would know so that they'll get their brain engaged and maybe come up with a name. And you say, oh, and if they do, it's, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'd love to help them. What's their contact information? I'd like to get in touch with them, see if I could be of help to them. Well, lots of times though, people, even though they're engaged their brain, they'll come back with, yeah, I don't know anybody right now. And here's this is the part I love. Ready? Hit them with this. And it's got to be a riff. Bam! You know exactly. Oh, well, that's okay, because I really do appreciate your help in these things. Let me ask you, if you did know somebody, would you be comfortable referring me as your realtor to them? And you give them that just authentic question and puts them really in a mindset of, gee, this guy really, is asking me to be of help to him in that regard, and get that sense inside of them, because people love to help people. It feels really good to be of help to somebody, and to be able to say, yeah, I would feel comfortable referring you is a huge thing. So then you kind of have their permission to stay in touch with them about that topic, and maybe that's going to help them be engaged. Anyway, it's a great part of that riff just to really touch people in a meaningful way. So that, and then of course you follow up with right after that, thanks, because my job is really helping people, and the only way I can do that the best is by people like you helping me. So I really, really do appreciate you. Thanks very much, and that authentic thank you, and let them know that you need their help, and then of course end it with, and is there anything I can ever do to help you? Because I'd be happy to. Is there anything I can do to help you? And right there, that now you've shown them that you're a real guy. And of course, if they say yes, by the way, you know, my neighbor asked me this question about how big a garage he could build. Can you help? Well, jump on it and find them the answer. Whatever they ask for, find the answer. Okay, but anyway, back to this discussion about the tools of the trade. I want to load this up for you. Here you go. Let's get started. Business 101-3, the tools, 30 days to greatness. I'm Paul Curtis, and let's get it started. What are the tools of a realtor? I mean, what comes to your mind when I ask that question? What are the tools of a realtor? So we're going to look at some of the basics together. The list of tools could be very, very long when you consider the breadth of what a realtor must do. The basics include tools that turn your community into contacts, contacts into clients, clients into contracts, contracts into closings, and help you have a continued client relationship. I mean, real relationships. And I know it's spelled wrong, but remember what we said. We're not interested in just relationships. We want real relationships. Real relationships are real, and they are real relationships where you're established as the realtor. So it's important. But look at this list of categories here, right? Community contacts, contacts to clients, clients to contracts, contracts to closings, continued client relationships. This is a great way to think about, am I proficient with the tools in each of these categories? Good question. Well, basic tools on the community to contact section are things that help you be known beyond your current sphere, because you want to bring a wider community to become your contacts, right? So things like Facebook and YouTube are great for that. Facebook's the most widely used social media platform in the world. You should have a personal and business Facebook page. The biggest issue with Facebook, of course, is keeping up with, well, besides not getting sucked in and letting it waste your day. But the next biggest thing is keeping up with great content, because you should be posting about 3 times a day. You want to be a content creator, but also share from the company page what we create for you too. That's available. A great balance is something shared, something personal about life, and something professional that you can create every day, right? 3 things: something shared, so an article or something from the company page, or a meme or a little video, something personal just about your life, and something professional that you create every day. Now, I said that's 2 different categories, personal and professional, but it's possible for you to talk about, your kids or your dog or your walk in the woods, whatever personal thing. But it's also possible to make your professional thing sound like a personal thing. Just something brief about, hey, I was showing this young couple this great house today, and it had the best kitchen I've seen in years. I wish I had a kitchen like that. Now, that's obviously a personal comment about a great kitchen, but it's also in the context of you being a realtor. Now, sometimes your professional content can be that subtle. Other times, it'll be a video you create. In fact, let me flip the page here. Be on community forums, liking and commenting as well. You see, your name is seen when you comment, right? But YouTube is your friend. It's the number 2 search engine in the world, and it's owned by Google, which means your content on YouTube counts in your ranking on Google searches. So get a YouTube account and use it. Make several videos a week with your smartphone. Share them on Facebook and then upload them to your YouTube account, And then you'll have them as part of a resource library you can use in your follow up with contacts. So uh, every week you're creating new content that you upload to YouTube, which helps with your Google searches because you're making stuff happen in Google. They love that. It's YouTube, but Google owns it. And then you're building a resource library because you're going to be able to use these things in follow up. So, follow up is key to your success as a realtor. We're talking now contact to client, right? When you do get contact, somebody has a question or you have a good conversation and you say, let me follow up with you on that. And maybe they're a buyer, maybe they're a seller, maybe they're an agent that might want to transfer their license. All of those things are an important part of your building a business here, anyway, at Red Door. So follow up is key. So last week we talked about a 33 touch campaign, right? And we were saying how you want to have content ready to go. And tomorrow we're talking about an 8x6 campaign that is 8 touches in 6 weeks. And you'll want to have great content, some of which you created with your smartphone on a video that you can use in that follow up. So your Facebook videos that you upload to your YouTube account can become an important part of the content you use in those follow-up campaigns. The best way to deliver those touches is through a CRM. CRM is a client relationship manager. It's a wonderful tool to keep your data bank organized and keep you accountable to working your data bank effectively. So there's so much we could say about any CRM, but what I want to get through to you here is it's a central part of keeping you organized and keeping you working effectively inside your data bank. So it'll keep you on task during your prospecting time in the mornings and work for you on automatic when you're out meeting with others. So the one we use has a smartphone app so you can be effective on the fly as well. And we'll get into that more on the other side of this 30 days to greatness is, some real training inside of the CRM. But understand it's an important tool for building your business. Speaking of apps, you need the Showing Time app. It allows you to make tours on your desktop and pull them up on your phone for showings. It links to Google Maps and has the lockbox codes inside there. So get it. It'd be really useful. It also lets you, when you're driving by and see a house, be able to find it quickly and make an appointment bang right then and there. So that's useful. Also get a Seller Net Out app from the title company. Many have them for free or very inexpensively. Our title company can put that on your phone and you can use that on the fly, branded with your photo and so on and so forth, and get them emailed out to people in a short order. So get one of those. So we've talked about contact to client and started to talk about client to contract with some of the apps. But when we get to client to contract, we really need to talk about the MLS, or the multiple listing service. It's arguably the most important external tool of the trade. Your ability to communicate is an internal tool, so I'll just make that distinction. But besides you being the most important tool, probably the most important tool outside of you is the MLS. So you need to become an expert in the MLS and its use. In the MLS is where you'll find the houses to walk through and to show your buyers. In the MLS is where you'll find the tools to do the CMAs and market reports. In the MLS is where you'll find the data you need to become an expert realtor. So let me mention 2 apps inside of the MLS, inside at least our very robust MLS, that you should become proficient in right away. One of them is Showing Time Market Stats, and the other one is RPR. When you log in and you go find the RCO3 icon to click on, well, there's a lot of other icons there. Let me just mention 2 of them that I think you should jump right in. Make an account and learn to use them for market reports and CMAs. They're really helpful, okay? There are many, many tools inside the MLS that you need to use with precision and speed. Take the classes they offer. They're free and will benefit you greatly. Well, I say they're free. You're already paying for them in your membership. So take advantage of them. The MLS has lots of things that'll help you build a business, not just chase business, if you learn how to use it well. Especially learn Transaction Desk and Authenticsign. You'll be glad you did. You've probably already played around with them, but if you haven't, that's a really important starting point for you inside the MLS. So, last but not least, I want to mention the things we've already given you in the scheduled time blocking sheet from Business 101 1, which has a scorecard tracker at the end of each day, and the 135 goal setting sheet that we already gave you. These are important tools. They don't let them go away. Use them really well. When you time block and keep track of how many contacts did I make, and how many appointments did I set, and how many appointments did I go on, and how many contracts did I write, and how many people did I add to my data bank. When you track those numbers daily, you'll find you're working on the things that will build your business. And because what we track, what we keep track of, what we focus on, that's what improves. And so if you focus on those things of how many people you contact every day, how many appointments you set, how many appointments you go on, how many contracts you write, and how many people you add to your data bank. That's 5 things. If you track those every day, you'll find yourself building a business effectively. This probably feels like a long list of tools for you to become proficient with, but taking the MLS classes and working on the social media content creation are excellent starting points. We'll help you from there. Okay? All right. Well, that's it for Business 101 3 Tools of the Trade. You'll find loaded with this webinar, either loaded in the attachment in the email that delivered this to you, or where you were logged in to find this webinar, a couple of things there to be of help to you as reminders. Okay? All right. You have a great day prospecting and building your business using the tools of the trade. Tag, you're it. Go get them.